what were your feelings watching yourself at 68 going through the metamorphosis of gray?
It didn't really bother me. I actually got some good feedback from people, except for my husband.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said it makes me feel old.
Makes him feel old.
And my friend Andrea said, well, he is old. He's a little bit older than me, but not much.
Hey ladies, welcome back to my Fierce Aging series. So if you just landed on this video, I've had this series since March of 2019. It's an incredible series where I feature women over 40, 50, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We even had a woman that was 101 years old. And it's just incredible for me to use my artistry. I have formulated products for mature skin. I knew exactly what I wanted for you. And today we're featuring Karen. She's 70 years old, and we create a beautiful, fresh look for her. And we start talking about the difference between men aging and women aging. And we have a little discussion, which I thought was really fascinating because we really haven't touched on that on this channel yet. So ladies, are you ready? Let's get this beauty started. What color were you before? Your hair?
Dark, very dark.
Dark, really?
Oh, yes.
Like black?
Almost. Very,
Like a
very
black brown?
Yes.
Were you dyeing your hair?
I was keeping up with the roots as much as possible for years, but it was getting closer and closer that I had to touch up. And I was doing it myself because it was just about every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that got tiresome.
Did you feel like your hair is different now, healthier since it's gray?
It feels pretty good, but it was always pretty healthy, I would say.
So did you feel all the feels transitioning into gray, or were you like, I really don't care? Or like, what were your feelings watching yourself at 68 going through the metamorphosis of gray?
It didn't really bother me. I actually got some good feedback from people, except for my husband.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said it makes me feel old.
Makes him feel old.
And my friend Andrea said, well, he is old. He's a little bit older than me, but not much.
So do you find it strange that men basically project their own insecurities and issues on women?
I wouldn't say strange. I think it's typical.
Is he gray?
His hair on his head is not gray, what he has of it, but his beard is he has a full beard and it's quite gray and he colors it.
Would him being bald make you feel old?
No, because it's been years and years of thinning. I'm used to it.
Do you feel like women are more accepting of men and their aging process
Absolutely.
than men are of women?
Yes, absolutely.
And why do you think that is?
Well, it's that stereotype that men look distinguished as they age, I think. I think also that they don't have the same rapid skin change as we do. My understanding is their skin's a little thicker and more resilient. And we have the hormonal changes as well.
So do you feel that it was hard retiring from being a teacher for 30 years?
I think I had a bit of a delayed reaction because when I retired, we were in lockdown. It was the summer of 2020. And everybody was isolated at home, not going out to work. So I didn't feel it initially. It hit me once people became more active and got out in the world. So that's why I've been trying to add these different types of activities and contacts and so forth.
So it almost was, you went almost like, not in hiding, but like a cocoon in 2020.
Yes.
Because we were all on lockdown, right? You
Yes.
started the process of going gray, and then you really didn't see anyone, you weren't active, you weren't doing these things, and then you came out a different person when we all started to do our normal activities again.
Yes.
Did you feel different showing up now as feeling like maybe a different person with your hair and your just whole style?
I think a little bit.
Did it give you confidence?
I felt comfortable, at least. I don't know about confidence, but there were other women in the groups I joined, and there are mostly women in these groups. There might be one man playing mahjong, one man in exercise. And some of them are fully gray. So I felt like these were my people.
Would you rather see a man dyeing his hair, or would you rather see a man accepting his gray?
I think accepting his gray would be preferable to me.
What would be your advice for somebody leaving the 60s, going into the 70s, and not feeling like their best, just feeling kind of like, wait, what am I doing?
So I did follow several blogs on aging, graying, obviously including yours. And I feel like it gave me a support group, even though it was virtual. Everything was virtual then anyway. I think for me that helped a lot. I might not have expected it to, but it really did.
I'm going to start off with my first product for Karen's skin. I'm going to just hydrate it. We did a little eye cream from Chantecaille. We're going in with the Bio Lifting Serum. This is going to be really nice too, just to give her some nice hydration. My next step is going to be using the eye primer. Now this is going to help neutralize out the eye, any pigmentation, anything on the eyelid. While the serum is just soaking into her skin, this is a great step to do. I'm using my angled concealer brush and I'm going to just tap into the product. You don't need a lot of this product. And you're going to go from the base of the lash all the way up to the brow bone. So this is going to neutralize out any of those reds and those purples, and especially like in that inner corner right here, it's going to nicely neutralize. I'm working out of my essential makeup brush kit. This is really wonderful because you have everything you need in a very concise little tube that you can throw into your luggage. You don't have to worry about your brushes getting ruined or squishing, what have you, which is nice. I use the top to basically put my lip liner, my brow pencil. I can never find anything, so this is the easiest way to do it. And I know some of the ladies will have two sets and they'll do like their clean brushes and then they'll do their dirty brushes. So this is nice. And now that we came out with a Luxe brush soap, you never have to have dirty brushes. So it makes it very easy. We're going to go with our eyeshadow palette called Fresh Beauty. It has two little brushes that come in this 3-well palette. And what's nice is that this is going to really brighten up Karen's face. She has the Lay Bottled Blonde, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. And we're going to start with the middle color first. I'm going to use the flat eyeshadow brush and I'm going to go right into this really beautiful color. It is a sheen. This is an all sheen palette, but I don't shy away from the sheen for a mature woman. There's no reason to. And you can see that all of my ladies might have a little bit more skin on their eyelids than some others, or they might not. It just depends, but it doesn't mean you can't use a nice sheen. I don't want to use matte all the time. I don't think that that really gives you a lot of range if you're just using matte. This is very soft. These are talc-free, made in Italy, and I made sure that the sheen was not too much. Now, if you don't like sheen, of course, go for a matte, but you can also use matte and just pop just the center here with a nice sheen from a different palette that I have, or one of your favorite eyeshadows. But I don't want you to feel that because you're over 40 or 50, 60, 70s, 80s, 90s, that means that you cannot use a sheen eyeshadow. I'm going to just turn over the brush and go into the lightest color for the brow bone. I'm going to be using our soft gray skinny brow pencil. And what's nice about this too is if you want to bend this brush to be a little bit easier for you to use, you don't have to keep it straight. So this is like a nice little thing that I like to do. If you don't want it straight, brushing through the brows, you can do a little twist to it. So you can see that now it gives you an easier way to brush up your brows when you alter that little spoolie at the end. I think that's like a fun thing to do. What I want to do is I don't want to make them darker. I just want to make sure that this hair here matches the hair here. So it's just a little bit thinner. So I'm going to build this up here too. It's coming down a little bit. So I want to build this up and then I'm going to just come back out here. So her brows are dark. So it wouldn't make sense for me to do taupe or to do dark blonde. That's why I did the soft gray pencil. I wanted you to be able to do nice and light so you can match your dark brows, or if you need a little bit more depth, you can press a little bit harder and get that darkness. So what I did is that I just filled in Karen's brows very lightly. So you don't have to have gray eyebrows and gray hair. That's something that I get all the time. My brows are naturally dark because I have dark hair. I have dark hair in the back. So whatever they want to do, they're doing. I don't darken them. And I don't think that Karen would look good having gray brows or blonde brows or lighter brows. This is what naturally happens. So it's basically allowing nature to take its course. And I know some people feel that it should be lighter or you shouldn't have dark eyebrows, but I think that it is something. Do you feel that your eyebrows should be lighter?
No, I don't.
because it gives you that structure, it gives you that color to your face, it gives you that sculpting your eyes. And I just think it's such a funny thing that the second you go gray, it's like, oh, you need to lighten your eyebrows. And I think that would look very unnatural.
Yeah, no, I've struggled a little bit with color, but I do think, because most of the hairs in my brows are black, if you notice, but there are sparse spots.
Right.
So that's not, they just need to be filled in.
Right, and the soft gray is perfect because it's not black, it's not brown. You're not giving totally two different colors trying to match your brow. It's just very simple. I'm going in with the darkest color now with our tapered blending brush. It's like a little pencil here. So what I can do is I can just roll it into this darkest shadow, and you're going to get that nice definition. So I'm going to go to the end and give that windshield wiper motion here. So it's giving that structure and definition to the eye. And it's really nice and light and soft. You can build this up if you want to. Again, my whole intention is to have a fresh look for mature women. I'm not here to pile on makeup and make you look like you're not yourself. It's just really about confidence. It's about feeling that you know what you're doing. It's not going to be too much when you are adding in your darkest color. I'm going to be taking our Plum waterproof eyeliner. This is really a beautiful way to incorporate the fresh beauty because you are picking up that kind of that pink and very soft lavender. I'm going just to the base of the lash. You're going to see that we don't want to do a very heavy eyeliner, but we do want to give her a lot of definition. And now what's really nice is that these are soft eyeliners. So you don't have to worry. If you feel that you have a lot of skin and then it's kind of bumpy and it's not looking perfect, don't worry, because we will go back and we will blend with our, I call it my short blending brush, or I call it my eraser brush, because it basically will give you this really beautiful buffed out eyeshadow line. So you don't have to worry. We have shaky hands as we get older. We can't see as well. So those are the factors that come in, and it could be frustrating when you're doing your eyeliner and you're like, you know what, it never looks like I see on YouTube or all these tutorials that you watch. So I always tell you that I sometimes do a great eye on my right side and then my left, because I'm dominant hand. It's like it's a little all over the place. And that's really real. It's not about being a makeup artist and being perfect with everything I do. It's not. And actually that's like the fun part. You don't have to be perfect.
Right.
I don't want you to be perfect, because that's when you figure out your real technique, when you're like, oh my gosh, I did this and I didn't think it was gonna work, and it did, for your eye shape or your skin color, what have you. So I'm just gonna take this brush, which is my short blending brush, and I just sweep it across the eye. And then to balance out, I wanna just do a little bit underneath, and then I'll blend it again also with the brush. I'm going to take my Volume Up mascara. This is a wonderful mascara. It is black and it has a nice creamy formulation. And I have this wand that I designed to be all these small little teeth. And it's going to grab all of these little lashes, right? So it's almost like this push-up bra for those little baby lashes underneath here. It really pushes them all up and gives you a very beautiful, wide open eye look, because you got those lashes. You're not rolling a big brush right over. I'm going to add on a little lashes. These are my Ardell's. They're called Naked Lashes. The number is 420. And I've been using these for years. Ever since they came out, I have stocked up. So I put them on all of you. So Karen's lashes look beautiful without lashes, but of course here on set, it's really exciting to be able to put the lashes on. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we have the lashes on this eye here, and it gives her that extra fringe. So this is really pretty because that's what they're called, naked lashes. So it doesn't look like you're wearing lashes, and they're so light. Now that her lashes are done and she's looking down, I'm going to add a little bit more of the darkest color of the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go back in with this darkest color. Now this is what I like to do, because when the lashes are on, I can kind of see where we're going, where I want to just add a little bit more. This is going to be more of maybe an event, an evening. It doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, there's no reason why you can't put lashes on, do your makeup, go to your book club meeting, you know, play your games with your ladies. It totally changes your attitude. I'm going to take the rose lip balm and prep the lips because we're going to start working on discoloration underneath the eyes, but by the time I get to the lips, they're going to be nice and hydrated. So this is the fun part, ladies, where we are going to even out the skin tone underneath the eyes. I have a little trick that I'm going to do for Karen. I'm going to first use our Just Peachy. This is a color corrector. It is a peach color that's going to cancel out the grays, the blues, the darkness that you see. And we're going to take it right up into this area here, that inner corner. And then I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to go right across underneath the eye. And it doesn't matter, you don't have to just stay. I like to taper it out a little bit so it doesn't just go right underneath the eye. Karen has a little pigmentation right there, so I'm going to take my Just Peachy and go over it so we can really help that. We'll take a little concealer, go over it. So if you see any little spots on the skin, her skin really looks beautiful. It's just really this one spot here. I'm going to be taking my angled concealer brush. We're going to just work this into the skin so it's nice and even. I'm taking my creamy concealer in fair and in light. So now we have talked about in past videos where I'm going to take my concealer brush so you can just see. So in past videos, we've talked about how as mature women, we get maybe the bag and then we have this kind of, it's like an indentation, right? So we call it like the hard edge here. So it's usually darker in this area here, right?
Yes.
So what we want to do is, in order to kind of work with our skin and have an improvement, we were just talking about how dark circles, you either have a genetic, lifestyle, you can help improve. You're just never going to get rid of dark circles underneath the eyes. You have to have a really realistic expectation. So we can improve that. And I'm going to be using the fair and the light. So my light, I'm going to be putting underneath the eye here, just like this, just like your normal, just right underneath your eye. Now, because Karen has a little bit more darkness right here, I'm going to take the light and I'm going to really just target this little area here, just where it is more of that darkness. So the reason why I created this wand to be a dome and have all of the product at the top is because you can do that precisely. It's not a big doe foot where you're like, I don't have a lot of control.
Right.
So you can literally, if you have a really dark inner corner here, you can go in and you can target that. So that's what I wanted for us, because it's very frustrating when you have too much concealer all over the place.
Yes.
You can't control it. We have a very small area here underneath the eye. So, you know, using two different colors is just very normal, at least as an artist, because we have different colors going on the face. So not everything is going to be just one color that takes care of it. So we're going to just take our fair and go back just underneath here and see if we can really lift this little area here. Taking my angled concealer brush, I'm going to kind of just like buff this into the skin. If you see that you need a little bit more, I'm going to go in with the fair and I'm going to just target right here. Not so much on this side, but I'll just do a little bit there. I'm going to swatch two different BB creams for you to see on Karen's skin. I have the light and I have light medium. So it's always nice to see what the different levels look like. We're going to start off with the light. So you can see this is the light. And this is light medium. So you can see that this is going to be something that really nicely just goes into the skin. This is going to have a little bit more of that warmer tone. So I'm going to go with the light here, and not with the light medium. Now, if you don't know your color and you're new to Nikol Beauty, this is a really great way to be able to test out in a sample form. And I made it for you to be 5 ml, so you didn't have just a tiny little sample. So you could try this multiple different times. So I have a light card. So this is going to be the fair and the light, and then we have a light, medium, and tan. So it depends. If you fall into the cool, you would get the cool samples, and if you fell into the warm, you could do that. So that's a really nice thing to do to add on to your order if you didn't know that you could, you know, be able to test them. I'm taking my foundation buffing brush and I'm going to add this to the brush, and I'm going to just buff this into the skin. I'm bringing it right up to where I had the concealer. I'm going to take our Nikita Banana, it's a brightening powder, and I'm going to take our eyeshadow brush. This is a blending brush, so it's nice and fluffy. It's not going to be a dense brush. I'm just rolling it into the product like this, so I can lightly dust right underneath the eyes with the concealer. Look up. I'm going to take my waterproof Rosé All Day lip liner. We're going to really bring out these lips. And what I like to do is I will line the lips. I don't overline, but I do bring up that Cupid's bow, and then I like to connect them. So it gives that lip a little bit more of a pout. It brings it up, and we really want to maximize the lips. What I like to do too is that I will fill in the lip, just it gives your lipstick a little bit more staying power. I'm taking my concealer lip brush. This is actually a 2-in-1. So you have the concealer on one side, or you can use this as your lip brush. It's a little bit larger, or the retractable side, you have a lip brush here. So this is going to give you a nice precise way of applying. I picked out, actually I can for Karen today. This is just a really beautiful pink. I thought it would look great with her shirt and with the Fresh Beauty eyeshadow palette. After you apply your lipstick, you can go back and just really redefine the lips. So if you see any areas that you want to kind of smooth out, or maybe just have the line look a little bit more complete, you can do that after you apply your lipstick. I'm going to be adding some color to Karen's skin with our Classic Beach Glow. This is an all cream palette. Highlighter, blush, and bronzer. It's really beautiful. It's almost like it comes from the lip from within, nice and creamy, which you'll love because you are in Florida. So I'm going to just use my foundation flat brush, and I'm going to smile, put it on the cheeks here to give that really pretty natural color. I'm just going to take the brush and go into the highlighter. I'm going to just add a little radiance to the cheek here. It's just so pretty. And what I really love about this highlighter is that it's not glittery. It's more of just that beautiful highlight, like a gloss. For mature women, it's very hard to use a highlighter. You have all that sparkly and everything going on, and accentuates all of the fine lines and wrinkles. This does not do that. You can use this on your eyes. You can use this on your cheeks. It's just such a pretty kind of like extra little touch to give you that really fresh glow. One of my last steps is going to be using Champs. This is basically short for champagne. So this is like a little topper. It's going to give that beautiful kind of hydrating, fresh, juicy lip. And you can see it just really looks nice on any lipstick. You can add this just like Manifest and Glow. Just going to give you that extra pop. I'm going to use the Clear Brow Mascara. I'm just going to gloss this through Karen's brows. And my last step is going to be finishing it off with the Chantecaille Rose Water. Now we're going to do the big reveal. We're going to see how you feel, just very fresh and not too much, but pushing you out a little bit more than what I know you would do.
Oh, wow. I look like I have color.
Doesn't it look pretty though, with the cheeks and the lips with the top?
The colors are really good.
It's so pretty.
And I would not have picked that lip color for me.
Yeah, you need that little bit of color, because now being with gray, white hair, whatever,
yes,
it just gives you that extra.
I know. I agree. And these lashes are lighter than others I've had applied before, so not as difficult to wear.
This is really fresh for you, right?
Yes.
This is like 70s and fresh, you know?
Yeah.
You have the color on your lips. You have to, especially when you've been trying to figure out the colors now in the last 2 years.
I have, yes.
Right? So like pinks and really just light and lavenders and everything look really pretty because it's going to complement the gray.
Yes. I think the eyeliner color I already had chosen. You know, I already knew that would work, but not the others.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's nice. I mean, could you default to dark chocolate? Yes, of course, but it's really nice to do a plum.
Yes.
You could do charcoal also. Navy would look really beautiful too with the brown eyes.
Yes, I think
and
all
the
of
silver.
those, would work.
So you have a lot of range when it comes to the eyeliners. It's just not, it's not plain, it's safe and just doing neutrals for you because you have to bring that color to the face. And with your wardrobe, you'll see that other colors are going to really start making you look more alive.
And this is a new addition.
Yes, I love it.
Instead of my navy, black, or white.
Which are great neutrals. They're really great staples.
I'll still stick with those,
Yes,
but
for
I'm
sure.
trying, you know, to move out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, no, it looks really pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so excited that you joined us today with Karen and just giving her a fresh look. So it doesn't matter what decade you're in, you got to step outside of what you normally do. Don't stay safe like I always use browns or I always use this or I do my eyeliner like this. You have to stretch yourself to uncover how much beauty is out there for you when it comes to makeup, your technique, placement. So ladies, until my next video, I'll see you later. Thank you for being a part of this Fierce Aging series, ladies. If you love this kind of content, celebrating age, seeing women from all over the world, please like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. We're so excited to see you on the next one.